I have just one question for all of you. Can you feel the electricity? Well, it's not in the air, it's in the new OWO vest that I got to test at CES 2023. Today I'm going to go over my experience testing the vest, everything I was able to find out, and give you the good and the bad so you can find out for yourself if you should pre-order this vest today. So without further ado, let's get into it. Have you ever thought about what getting an actual game over would feel like? Well, that's what we're here to find out. You'll see me in the front here wearing the standard OWO vest that you'll be able to get after the pre-order, or you can see the one behind me that they're using, which is the white and purple that you can get if you pre-order it, which is a special edition that you can actually get your name on the front of. For those of you that don't know what this product is, it is a haptic feedback shirt. This shirt, or vest, is designed to be able to give you the feeling of what your character feels in the game in real time. OWO attempts to accomplish this by having a Bluetooth 5.2 connection connected to your PC, mobile phone, tablet, console, or VR device. The feedback that you're going to feel is emitted through electrodes that are scattered throughout the vest that emit less than 100 OHM and charges via a USB-C charging cable that has an 8-hour battery life on a full charge. There are 6 different sizes available on their website with a sizing chart to be able to help you find out what may fit for you. The weight of the entire vest is less than 800 grams, and to be able to properly calibrate the vest, you need to be able to set a minimum and a maximum for each part of the vest. This is from the vest connecting to an application on your phone, and to be able to see if you can handle certain sensations while you're gaming, as well as also be able to mess around with you and your friends. They have a variety of sensations on their website listed that you can use on the app on your phone. However, the other thing to consider is that some people just don't want to actually feel this when they play VR. I was talking to some of the people I met around CES about a vest that you can actually feel getting shocked whenever you get hit in the game, and some of them were terrified by that, possibly either by the vest or the fact that I said you could get hurt in VR with the smile. But some of us just want to feel something, okay? This vest does need to have skin-to-skin contact in order to work. And these are the electrodes inside the vest or attaches to your body. You can see that these are actually adhesive patches. And if you ever played with any adhesive as a kid, like Elmer's glue, and if your mother bought you any other brand she didn't actually love you, you know that adhesive doesn't always last, which is why I asked, what happens when the adhesive wears off on the patches that attach to your skin? And they said, quote, the patches do last for a very long time, and there are plenty of replacements that come with the vest. I tried to push for an exact number, but it seemed like they were unsure themselves about how many extras it would actually come with. However, sensations aside, this vest is not simply plug and play with every game. The game needs to have native or modded integration in order to work. Native being that the developers of the game themselves put it in, modded being that the OWO developers make a mod for the vest in order to make it work with the game. Just so that you don't have to go dig it up, I went ahead and grabbed the games listing from every game that it says it's compatible with on the site. Now, while they do have some immensely popular titles on this list, one thing concerns me as a VR content creator: the lack of VR games that are on this list. Now, originally, a lot of us in the VR community thought that this was going to be mainly used for VR gaming, similar to the bHaptics vest being marketed towards VR gaming, even though you can use it with desktop as well. Now, I can't say what their long-term goals are because I don't work for the company. I can only speculate. It could be that their passion is to go down the route of VR gaming and that they want to put more popular flat screen titles on there to get funding from the immense amount of people that play flat screen gaming to make it more compatible with VR later with the funding that they'll acquire. It could be that their passion and focus is heading more towards desktop gaming, and maybe they think that the VR market might not be for them because of competition from people like bHaptics that are already compatible with 205 VR games. Now the only questions that I have are, will they have the resources to accomplish both sides, and could this impact the efficiency of the VR end? Can they make this vest appealing enough for developers that would like a dev kit for almost $1,000? Additionally, with it being more compatible with more VR games, I would also like for it to cover a larger surface area, mainly my arms. If I'm going to be investing in this OWO vest, I would prefer it if I could actually have it reach down all the way to my wrists. However, I will say, even with the feedback on the lower settings, the impact of the electrodes was actually strong enough to be able to move my entire arm where I was almost losing control of my muscles. So no, my experience was by no means ruined or hindered at all by not having my full arms covered, but that is just a personal preference that I hope they add in later on in development. comment. I also wanted to be able to pass along 2 warnings before you consider pre-ordering this vest in case this is something you haven't thought about. One should be pretty obvious, but it is a health concern with the fact that this thing actually does have electrodes hooked up to your body. You should not, and I repeat not, be using this thing if you have any kind of fatal health concerns, if you have a pacemaker, or if you happen to be pregnant or planning to be. Second, the company is in Spain, so you will be charged in EUR according to their website terms and conditions. Now, this isn't going to mean very much in terms of dollar conditions, however, your total will change depending on the conversion that it is currently held at for your country's currency to EUR. For example, I tried to pre-order 1 week while I was having issues with my card, and then tried to pre-order it a second week when I finally got it resolved, and there was about a $20 increase in the price. However, despite this price increase, it is still cheaper than the X40 bHaptics vest. So I guess the only thing for you to consider as a consumer is, do you want to invest in something that you think will have compatibility later with your favorite games, or do you want to invest in something that the feedback may not be as realistic, but it is already compatible with a bunch of VR titles? However, my concluding notes are, this was an amazing vest slash shirt, whatever you want to call it. I enjoyed using it. It provided great feedback that I would say is more realistic yet more painful than bHaptics. However, you should not be buying this vest or trying it out if you have any of the medical conditions I listed before, or anything else that your doctor recommends may not be good for you. This vest is not plug and play, so please check the website consistently to see if they add any new games. I do not want you guys to invest in this if you are not going to be able to use it with any games that you normally play. And lastly, I will fully admit I don't think I can recommend this for current VR gamers that would like to experience VR sensations due to its lack of current game compatibility. However, I will fully admit that I pre-ordered mine because I want to do additional testing for all of you guys, because I have an obligation to you as a content creator to do all of the research I can, so I will be buying one of these myself. However, I do think that this could be good for desktop gamers in its current state with the current popular desktop games that it's compatible with natively. And if the OWO developers are trying to figure out what games people like to know what they're supposed to be able to put on the vest, I welcome them to even contact me, because I will help them put things on here. I want VR to grow. I want VR to expand. The only way it's going to expand and grow is through competition, and I want this vest to be the best that it can be on launch. Thank you all for joining me on my journey into the metaverse. I will be doing more testing on this once mine arrives, and I thank all of you for watching this. In case you want to see anything else that the channel has to offer, I'll be leaving some boxes playing with some other videos in the corners so I can help you out with anything else that you might want to see at CES or otherwise that I've tested on the channel, or even some comedy compilations to give you a little laugh. And feel free to leave your comments below on anything that you think you want to be able to say about this vest. Do you think I'm wrong in my opinion? Would you still buy this even though it has a lack of VR game compatibility right now, just so you can have it now for when it does have that compatibility later? Please feel free to let me know all of this in the comments below. I thank you all for joining me, and I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I hope to see you next time.